announcers included, right? I mean, everybody hears it.
There's the series history. Mississippi State won here 2 years ago by 30. 69 degrees. Good day for football.
Ness, that's the advantage of playing quarterback for the Detroit Lions. Before you come here, they say you suck, and my kids go, yeah, I heard it before. Give me something new, all right?
LSU won the toss and deferred. So the Bulldogs fired up on the sideline. Will get the ball to start things. Avery Atkins has got it teed up for LSU.
Who's not looking forward to watch LSU play football these days, right? I mean,
everybody.
It's must-see now.
It is. Isaiah Zuber, Dedrick Thomas await the kickoff. And they'll bring it out to the 25. And with that, let's check the starting lineups. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Starts with a guy that Gary already talked about, the bearded one, Garrett Schrader. He's a different kind of cat. We met with him yesterday.
Yep. He doesn't lack for anything, does he? Got that Ryan Fitzpatrick look going, doesn't he? He got the Fitz look with the beard.
Says he's trimmed it a couple of times in the last year, but basically just goes from January to January. He'll line up his troops at the 25-yard line. Kylan Hill, the number 2 running back in the SEC, off to a good start. Picks up 5 yards. And as we take a look at the rest of the offense, they're going to need him. He had an off week last week, but he's their bread and butter in the backfield. Picked up 5.
And I think that's where they need to help this guy the most. Give him a running attack. Give him something to lean on against this LSU defense.
And it's going to be Schrader himself. And he helps himself to 6 more yards and a first down.
When we met with center Darrell Williams on Friday, he said, we're just itching to be more physical up front. They are dying to play what they consider Mississippi State football. That when you used to come and play Mississippi State, they might not win every game, but the other team was going to feel the physical part of the game, and that's what that offensive line wants to show today.
Well, the first 2 snaps, they did. Out to the 36 for the first down. Blitz coming off the corner. The throw goes that way. It's complete to the 40. Dedrick Thomas with the catch against the LSU defense that again is great in the secondary. Seems like every year that's the case. And Brent Delpit back there at the safety spot, one of the best in college football at his position.
Yeah, and they're getting healthy, too. If you watch LSU football, you know they're getting healthy in the defensive tackle spot, getting healthy at outside linebacker, with Chase on getting their health back.
Here comes an end around. Dedrick Thomas, nice move. And he's going to be close, about a yard shy. I think Christian Fulton brought him down.
Good block by good execution all around here. Run the ball inside. Quarterback got involved on the edge blocking. Good job by Schrader. Garrett Schrader is an athlete, 4'5", 40 guy, recruited by a lot of SEC teams to be a receiver or defensive back.
Said Alabama wanted him to be a receiver. And here he is, the starter in week 7. 3rd and a yard. Hill not going to get it.
No, he didn't. I don't know if it was a read. Here's going to be an interesting part of this football game already. With the power of the LSU offense, how aggressive will Joe Moorhead be on 4th and short here?
Going for it at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I think you could give this to your quarterback and sneak this thing, couldn't you? Or at least power it with him.
Well, now he's going to be in the shotgun all by himself. So he's going to have to run 5 yards just to get there. They fake the end around, and he is hammered in the backfield, and down he goes.
You made the call, Brad. And I would have gone under center and run the sneak. That's the first thing I thought of. Coming off the edge, Stevens right off the left side of the quarterback. Did not go for the fake on the jet sweep at all. He played quarterback all the way. It just took too long. I thought he'd be under center and just try to power it straight up.
LSU takes over on downs. They'll be on offense with Joe Burrow and company when we come back. Stream CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 news network for coverage that's always focused on the game. Get nonstop highlights, fantasy advice, and picks. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. Gary will be on the HQ gang after our game, which is here in the first quarter with LSU taking the field as our Chick-fil-A starting lineup starts with Joe Burrow, one of the hottest quarterbacks in the country and definitely a Heisman candidate. Almost 80% completion percentage. Just unbelievable the numbers he's put up.
That's hard to do against the air.
Yeah.
I mean, let alone on SEC or any type of a defense, basically.
Big game last week in a win over Florida. Of course, earlier this season went to Texas and won a big game. He's got the hottest hand in the business right now, and he's got good starting field position from the 45, and he comes up throwing immediately. Picked up of about 3 to Thaddeus Moss, his tight end. The offense, Thaddeus Moss catches the first pass, but you got to pick your poison with the wideout group. These two guys, all three of them were good, but Jefferson and Chase are something special. 3 wideouts to the top of the screen. They'll keep it on the ground. Edwards-Helaire trying to get to the edge. Nice tackle in open space out there by Cameron Dantzler from the secondary of Mississippi State. Their defense, Brian Cole, one of their leaders. Excellent blitzer. Kind of the captain of the group on that side.
No surprise here. On 3rd and long, LSU likes to go empty.
They were showing blitz off the edge. Now LSU takes its time, looks to the sideline.
They're empty, but they're not 5 receivers. That's the tight end, and here's the running back down here, Moss and Helaire to the bottom.
3rd down and 7. They will come with extra pressure. Burrow across the middle, completes it. Justin Jefferson for the first down, and he's inside the 25.
No team blitzes more in the SEC than Mississippi State on passing downs. They bring pressure, and Joe Burrow does a nice job of buying time, leaning back, and making the throw for the first down.
Spotted just outside the 23-yard line. Opening drive for the Tigers after taking over on downs. Burrow, plenty of time. Edwards-Helaire at the 20, broke 1 tackle, broke a second. Whoa, collared, and I don't know if he ever got his knee down. That was a wicked hit, though, and he came right out of the backside of it. C.J. Morgan's the guy that collared him.
The running back position is an advantage to be a shorter, stockier guy. Just harder to tackle, harder to bring down.
Here he comes again into the middle of the pack. Just a little bit short of the first down, I think. Bring up 3rd down in about 2 feet. They line up in a hurry. Red zone, perfect so far this year. Edwards-Helaire got it with forward progress. Nice tackle, though, in the middle of the plow by Errol Thompson, but I think they're going to give it to him.
And what would Mississippi State have given for that type of a 3rd and short play? Just enough to pick up that first down. Great tackle, great stop, but gets across the first down line.
First down, LSU just inside the Mississippi State 13-yard line.
Indicator right there, your free safety comes out of the middle of the field to cover the running back. It's a key now for the quarterback that it's man-to-man coverage.
Edwards-Helaire in that slot.
Burrow probably recognizing the blitz.
Going to go with a quick slant, complete. Sullivan, the tight end, with a catch.
Really believe that that's what Joe Brady most brought to the table with his NFL experience. Being able to designate to the quarterback man and zone with those exotic formations.
Quick snap, Edwards-Helaire kind of weaving his way inside, and he's going to get all the way down to the first down marker, it appears. It'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, Weaves was the word, impatient too, wasn't it?
Yeah. At the 2, quick throw, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Jamar Chase. Brings up second down. Again, this drive started in Mississippi State territory after the Bulldogs failed on a 4th down conversion. And now LSU just a couple yards away from the first score of the day. Edwards-Helaire hit in the backfield. Nice penetration there. And then gang tackling, Brian Cole and Harold Thompson.
I know LSU is 100% in the red zone, but right now, Mississippi State would take 100% a field goal in this situation.
No doubt. 3rd to go. Empty backfield. Edwards-Helaire up to the top of your screen as an extra receiver.
More than half the time, 55% of the time in passing situations, defensive coordinator Bobby Shute brings a blitz. He did it the last 2 times on 3rd down. Will he do it again? Yep.
Here they come. Burrow gets rid of it. Knocked down in the end zone. C.J. Morgan on a pass intended for Jamar Chase.
The one thing defensive coordinator Bob Shute said about Joe Burrow is he's too comfortable. And Leo Lewis coming from the left side, Burrow could feel it. And he had to throw it and anticipate the throw. He knew he was going to get hit. He had to throw it before he wanted to. A great defensive stand to get this stop in this first drive.
Kind of wonder if Morgan got away with a little bit of a hold there in the end zone before knocking down that pass. A 20-yard field goal attempt coming up from Cade York. Kick is up and good. So as Gary said, Mississippi State would take just giving up 3. That's all they gave up. College football media community lost one of our most beloved in the efficiency department in the red zone, but they only got 3 out of that last drive that covered 42 yards in 12 plays. Avery Atkins, his second kickoff of the day. And Mississippi State will start at the 25 again.
You know, I think it really, for a football team with a young quarterback, it's tough to get behind. And it's been 4 first quarter woes for this offense for Mississippi State. It really was big in that Auburn game when after just 3 possessions, they were down 21-0 in that game. Can't happen with a young quarterback. You're trying to keep him in the game. He cannot play behind. We saw what happened to Bo Nix in that situation.
Schrader will keep it himself and got a yard, maybe 2. Patrick Queen helps on the stop. And mixing it up a little bit, the line of scrimmage.
If you look around, I mean, there's no way if you're playing, everybody's going to push everybody early, especially when the Bulldogs are trying to establish physical play. You don't think LSU is going to back down. We've watched, that hasn't changed.
That's true.
Football team.
Schrader to throw, far side, what a catch. Dedrick Thomas looked like he was being held. He still one-handed it.
Good route, man-to-man coverage on the outside. Dave Vincent right there, right all over him. Could not, he caught it one-handed. His left hand was being held, that's why.
First down at the 36. Hill. Trying to hurdle the tackler, and he can't get over Grant Delpit. We talked about another freshman quarterback. The only one we haven't seen is Tennessee's. Every game we've done has been a freshman quarterback. In what was supposed to be a quarterback kind of heavy league, and the guys that were in front of those people, a lot of them due to injury, some to ineffectiveness, I guess. And Bo Nix just flat won the job at Auburn.
Yeah, only the A&M Alabama game did we not have true freshman quarterbacks in the game.
Here is Schrader, brought down by Delpit.
Right. Obviously, they were going to make the quarterback part of the rushing attack. And you know who's going to light up? Guys like Grant Delpit. He loves hitting quarterbacks, and he just laid one on him right there.
He's really good at it,
He's
too.
good at it, yeah.
A midseason All-American, number 7.
You know what the formula for safeties and linebackers hitting quarterbacks is? Not only does it stop the run game, but it affects the passing game, too, because you take those body blows early as a quarterback.
They're down at 5. Delpit thinking about coming off the corner.
Yeah, right there off the slot, playing that star position.
He does come with a blitz inside. Schrader got away and got a first down out near midfield. Not quite sure how he got out of that problem, but he did.
Well, he's about 6'4", and he ducked under that one because Divinity had him labeled, but he could not come up with the tackle.
So first down, Mississippi State at the 48-yard line.
Dave Aranda is trying to challenge his front to put pressure on the quarterback without blitzing.
They fake the end this time, and this time Hill does get the hurdle to clear the would-be tackler, Kerry Vincent.
Kalen Hill was very emotional last week. He wanted the football. That's not being selfish. When you can be a running back like that, you want to help your football team. I think he challenged the coaching staff to say, give me the ball. Just show him, let me take some of the pressure off these quarterbacks. And he's getting it, and he's doing it.
And he got it into LSU territory, the 48-yard line. They'll take it again, going wide, trying to get to the edge. Got there, didn't get the first down, but a good run. Jacob Phillips trying to run him down.
Yeah, Kylan Hill, he's strong, he's tough, and you can see right there, as Brad said, he got the edge. Jacob Phillips had an angle, but could not quite get there. Lately, it's been going the wrong direction. That's why they're running it. Here we are in that 3rd and 1 situation again.
Nick Gibson comes in to give Kylan Hill a breather at the running back spot for the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 1, empty backfield right now. Although Gibson will come and flank Schrader now.
Joe Moorhead took a timeout.
With 3:40 remaining.
He knows how big this is. It wasn't the look he wanted, or he didn't have the personnel package in there.
Don't want to waste an opportunity in the opposition's end of the field. 3rd and 1 coming up for Mississippi State when we come back.
Want more stats? Hey Siri, who leads college football in passing touchdowns?
I'd say it would be Tua Tagovailoa. But I'm not sure.
Let me get my phone. Hold on.
That's right. Joe Burrow's number 2 in that department with 25. Hasn't had one here yet today. Mississippi State with a 3rd down and a yard. Took the timeout to make sure they had the look they wanted.
I think he wanted Kylan Hill in the game too, don't you?
He's back in there, yes.
They can't get stopped again here. They need to hold the ball. They've had it for 4 minutes. They need to at least take a couple more minutes off the clock here.
Going to be Schrader behind a block from Hill, and they got the first down.
That's the old Dak Prescott, Nick Fitzgerald play. The power O. Darian Parker, number 56, is going to come around the play and also fill in for one more blocker here. Folded down, good block off the edge for Rod Green, number 82, the tight end. That was good execution. And I think bringing Kylan Hill in the game was what the timeout, and a good timeout it was. Again, that clock keeps ticking. The less time the LSU offense has the football, that defense is not going to get scored on for Mississippi State.
They do the end around again. I think they want to try a flea flicker. They still might. Schrader loads it and completes it to Kylan Hill.
That's incredible.
That took about 30 seconds to develop, and it worked.
Well, he also had to pitch it back over a defender. It was going to be reversed. Now watch, he has to lateral it over the top. Well, he had to avoid Delpit and then pitch it back, and a flag came down after the pass.
Pass interference, offense, number 6. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Well, it's not number 6 because he threw the ball.
Yeah, I must have been
I guess
8.
it's Colin Hill.
Yes.
Must be 8.
And they practiced this play twice. In practice, it went much better. On Thursday, Delpit was in the middle of it. It was amazing they even got the ball back to the quarterback on the play. I really didn't see what Hill did on the play to get called.
Boy, it sure makes a world of difference field position-wise where they are now. Nick Gibson back in the backfield as Colin Hill comes out. 1st and 25. Schrader looks right the whole way. Incomplete. Knocked out of the hands of Guidry by Christian Fulton.
And now it's a danger time for the young quarterback. He's got a good frame. He's got a good arm. We all know that. All the stuff about these young quarterbacks. But under stress against a high-level defense, that have seen so many passing, so much experience in the secondary playing against the likes of Texas and Sam Ellinger, and now they've got a young guy in long yardage situations, very dangerous situation. Again, LSU looking can their front get pressure. Alabama stepped up last week, and the front four put pressure on the quarterback.
They bring an extra guy, blitz off the corner, and it got home. Grant Delpit again. How many tackles can he have in one quarter?
Well, he's playing that position where he better make some tackles. He's playing over the slot. And we saw that years back, Alabama switched Mika Fitzpatrick into that position where he was in the action more inside. You put your best player in that slot position. You ask him to blitz, cover the slot, and make tackles, and he did.
Last year they had Devin White and Greedy Williams and those guys, and I still thought number 7 was maybe as good as anybody on that defense. And he's proven it again here this year and today. Schrader on 3rd down at 23. Crossing route completes it to Guidry. Guidry trying to get away. Not going to. Kerry Vincent finally brought him down. Patrick Queen was the guy holding on for dear life.
Well, for both sides here, for LSU, they had the flea flicker pass that was stopped because of the penalty. But, the Mississippi State offense held the ball for 6.5 minutes. Both teams accomplished their goal on that drive, and unless the penalty wasn't called, then it would have been a little different look here.
That's Derek Stingley, the freshman, back around the 10-yard line as you look behind Tucker Day to punt. Our first punt of the day. End over end. Fair catch called for, and Stingley lets it go, and it goes around the 10-yard line, maybe the 11. So with a minute to go, first quarter, LSU will have it on offense when we come back.
The Home Depot's making finding your color easier than ever. Whatever inspires you, discover the perfect color with popular palettes online. Get free delivery on samples and convenient new paint selection tools in store. Get a colorful new experience and everything you'll need, like gallons of Glidden Premium Interior, now just $18.98. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Today's attendance, 19,000 State Farm agents.
Go for State Farm. Who do you play for, Mahomes?
State Farm. State Farm.
One more time. State Farm. Wake up.
And that's when I always wake up. What does it mean?
Clearly, it means you should combine your home and auto with State Farm.
It's a weird interpretation.
At Zaxby's, chicken and delicious go hand in hand. As in hand-breaded, hand-seasoned, and handmade to order. There's only one place you can get chicken like that. Zaxby's.
The game can be rough on skin. Rehydrate and strengthen your skin to bounce back and rebound strong. Dove Men Plus Care Sport Care rehydrates and strengthens skin.
Adam
Zucker in New York with the Papa John's update. We saw Auburn score 56 on Miss State a few weeks ago. They scored 51 on Arkansas today on the road. Bo Nix, 4 total touchdowns. Big Seth Williams hauling in 2 of them. They'll stay on the road next week at LSU here on CBS as we go back to Starkville.
All right, Zook, thanks. Let's take you back to that flea flicker and the penalty that was called on it that negated the big game, Gary.
Yeah, I think it's only fair. We always go back when the officials get them wrong, right? So we didn't see it, but it was there. Cyrus Mitchell, number 5, he was waiting and looking and actually blocking at the end of the play to actually get the flag.
Kylan Hill was the guy that caught it. But instead, the Bulldogs had to punt it away, and now Joe Burrow and company take over at the 11-yard line. Here's a little toss to Justin Jefferson. Jefferson, nice job to get 10, maybe 11. Gary was talking about how much time was taken off the clock, and we're almost at the end of the first quarter because LSU, of the 40 offensive touchdowns they have this year, 31 of them of their touchdown drives have come in 3 minutes or less. So the more you keep it away from their offense, the better off you are. And so far, just a field goal for the Tigers.
You know, that works against anybody, but one of these high-powered ones you can get behind fast.
Edwards-Helaire, little stutter step, extra effort. He got 9 out of that. Edwards-Helaire, the big game against Florida last week. Mississippi State would like to have some of these guys. They would normally be starters. 3 out today with a suspension, and then Maurice Smitherman, who got injured in practice this week. So they're missing some key guys.
Yes, 2, maybe their best defensive player out of the game. And that's going to be a quarter.
A low-scoring one in LSU's eyes and their fans. Only up 3 at the end of 1. We'll return to Starkville after this. LSU second down and short at their own 30-yard line. And pass drop off play action. Jefferson couldn't handle it. We welcome you back to the booth. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson. I think if you would have told Joe Moorhead it's going to be 3-0 at the end of the first quarter and you're actually playing pretty good football, he'd take it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and plus he was stopped on a 3rd and short. You know, this team was shocked by Auburn the way they were beat.
Right. And
then they were embarrassed by Tennessee. Today is an opportunity to redeem their program. Past players even came out and questioned the effort. So you know this Bulldog team is wanting, with this LSU in front of them, to play their best game.
Let's see if they can get off the field right here. 3rd down and 2. Edwards-Helaire, and he busts into the second level. Edwards-Helaire, and he powers his way out to the 48-yard line. Best run of the day.
I was wondering today, as I was thinking about what LSU might bring to the table, would it be to try to show that they can run the ball? They're a very balanced offense, but could they be better at running the ball efficiently on early downs? We will see.
33 yards for Edwards-Helaire already today, coming off a season-high 134 against Florida. Play action, Burrow throws out in the flat to his tight end Moss with a stiff arm down the sideline. And another big gain all the way down to the 30-yard line.
You know, there's a confidence as a quarterback when you know where your guys are. When you've memorized that offense, and even when you get in trouble, you know where your outlet is. I don't know how you stop that. That's like the top level quarterbacks at any league. When you know where your exit plays are to get you out of trouble, you're hard to stop.
Pick up a 24 down to the 29. Again, the throw out in the flat, same guy down the sideline, and Moss flips his way down inside the 10.
It's almost the same play. Last time he was pressured, and this time he does it the same way. It was just prettier. Comes out, easy throw again. They just repeated the play before, but Burrow was not chased out of the pocket.
24 the first time, 22 that time. And 1st and goal, LSU. At the 7.
This time the running back goes out, but no safety goes with them, so you know Burrow thinks it's zone. They look back for another play. They get a different call because they're expecting a zone defense.
Burrow to the end zone, broken up at the goal line. C.J. Morgan, 2nd time today he's done that.
Nice job. When you know you have the end zone behind you, you plant your heels and you defend the goal line. You jump on the throw, you can't go deep. There's no room behind you, and you can knock those plays down. Good defense, zone look, and they just read the quarterback's eyes. Morgan did a wonderful job.
Edwards-Helaire on the inside to the 5. Marquise Spencer made the stop. It'll be 3rd and goal, and the Bells are out for the defense.
Well, remember on 3rd and goal last time, defensive coordinator Bobby Shute brought the house, and he rushed the throw from Burrow. If I'm calling plays for LSU, I'm anticipating the blitz again.
Third and goal from the 5. They don't blitz. Burrow in trouble anyway.
A bit of a delayed blitz.
To the end zone. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And the defense holds again, and it's C.J. Morgan again.
Nice changeup. A delayed blitz that time. They got the quarterback, Burrow, a bit confused, got him out of the pocket, and C.J. Morgan makes the play on Dillon. Get him out of the pocket, a delayed blitz, inside by Thomas, and they make the play.
Derek Dillon just couldn't hold it in the end zone, so they force another field goal. He hit earlier from 20. Cade York this time from 23. Kick is up and just inside the left upright.
It didn't look good for Mississippi State after those 2 passes to Moss, but they held ground. Successful drive for LSU, but a win again, holding them to a field goal.
This junior garlic butter burger is so juicy.
Taylor and Max Greenfield star on a hit comedy Monday at 8, 7 Central on CBS. Fired up group here at Davis Wade Stadium because they've held the number 2 team in the country to just 2 field goals so far. That last drive went 84 yards in 10 plays, but again, they stiffened when they had to and forced a 23-yard field goal. So Mississippi State takes over, only down 6.
And this is sometimes referred to as a sandwich game when you play a big game. Florida, Auburn coming up.
Yeah.
But if you're Coach O, you've never won here. You know, I mean, I don't know about a sandwich or not, but I think he knows it's hard to win in this place. You know, Fred, the defense has done their job.
Yep.
Now the offense has to produce. Everybody right now, the crowd and the team and the defense, they all believe, but now your offense has to make a job. They got to put some points on the board. They will not hold up defensively if they don't get some hope from the offense.
Gibson, they fake the handoff to him. Schrader is going to throw it out to him. And Gibson down the sideline, all the way out near midfield.
Well, first of all, great pass protection. Schrader had a chance to look deep, look intermediate, and then dump it off late. Look at that protection, a wall. And he dumps it off, easy throw, and out runs for the first down. And more than a first down. It was 13 runs and 4 passes going into that play. You could see Joe Moorhead sensed what I did. They need to start making some bigger plays.
First catch of the year for Gibson. He made the most of that one, didn't he?
Yes, and it was safe, too. A safe throw for your young quarterback.
Out to the 49. Blitz coming off the corner. The ball is on the ground. LSU's got it. Rashad Lawrence.
Boy,
Mississippi State hadn't fumbled in forever, and they just dropped one.
I think it was Michael Divinity that got in there right on the handoff and hit the quarterback and the running back at the same time. Let's see if it's Divinity right there that gets in there and makes the play. Comes inside. Yes, it is Divinity that makes the play.
Coming into the game, Mississippi State hadn't fumbled by one of their running backs in 484 carries. That goes back 2 years, and Gibson just put it on the ground, courtesy of Divinity.
Now it's danger time. Right now, Joe Brady is thinking we can really make this a tough football game for Mississippi State with a touchdown here.
Blitz coming. Burrow steps out, goes over the middle, incomplete. intended for Sullivan. Stephon Sullivan, the tight end, and Jaron Jones made the play.
Yeah, Jaron Jones is one of the players that has to play because of the injury to Smitherman. Hurt in practice, as Brad told you, on Wednesday, I think it was, tore his ACL. And Jones stepped up and had good coverage. And they're walking it off. I did not see it.
I didn't either.
Was it roughing the passer? Yes, hand to the quarterback's head. As he let it go, Joe Burrow got a hand to the face. Yeah, and that's legit. That is legit. That is not a guy who had his hands up and it fell on the quarterback. That was right to the mouth.
Here's the give to Justin Jefferson. And Jefferson looked like he got face masked. No flag.
You know, Joe Moorhead told us, and in many other interviews, the same thing all week. Our margin of error to win this game is very small. And that type of a play, you know, roughing the passer when it's needless, can really change a football game.
LSU trying to take advantage of the Rashard Lawrence fumble recovery. 2nd down and 8. At the Bulldog 27. Play action for Burrow. Goes right back to Edwards-Helaire. Blockers in front. He's going to be really close.
I think there's going to be holding on LSU, I believe, right here. I think right tackle, either Austin Deculus held or he got a hand to the face mask, one of the two.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 5. At the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Chauncey Rivers, number 5, comes off the edge. We knew the play was right here was where the flag was called. And let's see it. Yep, back now. He had his hands on the jersey. I know a lot of Detroit Lion fans are saying that's not a good call, and that's really not a good call. The official was blocked out on it, and that's a bad call. The jersey kind of ran up, but he never had his hand on the face mask.
I didn't buy either one of those calls against the Lions either, by the way.
And you're not a Lion. You're a Viking fan. And a Falcon fan, but not a Lion fan, right?
Not really.
Okay, there you go.
First down at the 9. Burrow. Wow, did he get a level? Waited too long and got buried.
Well, I think it was Leo Lewis on the blitz that gets the first hit on this one, yes. And again, same type of look. A bit of a delay, and then you go. You look to see where the running back Helaire is going, Edwards-Helaire is going. If he's going to block up, then you go and fill his spot. Nice blitz design.
That a previous play got bent backwards on that sack of Joe Burrow, and he was also the guy, the play before that was called for the hands to the face penalty. I want to bring in Gene Steratore, our rules expert. Gene, what do you think about this one?
You know, on this one, I kind of do like the hand to the face for that reason. Look, a piece of that hand is on the shoulder pad and jersey, but he does get a portion of the bottom of that face mask briefly. It's not an easy play, and as a referee, I work those plays a lot on the field. What you're really looking for on those a lot, though, is the head to dramatically move back further behind than the body bending. And I think they did miss that on Monday. But I like this because a portion of that hand does get on the face mask.
All right, thanks.
So at least he agrees with me on one
on the Monday. Second down and goal now, but it's at the 16-yard line. Adrian McGee has taken over the right tackle spot, normally the left guard. And again, the Mississippi State defense comes up with a big play. Nathan Pickering with a stop of Edwards-Helaire.
You know, when you do those delayed blitzes and you work together, you work against the air. This morning, looking out my window at 9 o'clock, there was the defense working. The chairs of the linemen and the defense was working on their blitz angles when I was having coffee.
Yep, well, they're treating the LSU like chairs right now. Third and goal.
A walk through in the parking lot. Two deep safeties have the look of the Tampa 2. It is Tampa 2 look.
Just a three-man rush, a little screen to Chase, and Chase got a block. Gonna get run down though at about the 8-yard line.
Remember, when you got two deep safeties, they each have half the field, and then you drop a nickel or a linebacker in the middle of them. Half here, half there, and then you get this, what they call the Tampa 2, somebody in the middle. So 8 defenders back. Just keep the ball in front of you, concede the field goal, and make the tackle.
And the guy that did it, C.J. Morgan, who's come up with 3 big plays, is the man that's down right now. Another field goal. As Cade York hit from 20 and 23, this one from 25 yards out. And this one hits the left upright and goes through.
Jim's through.
Well, he's shaking his head, but he'll take it. But again, excellent job by the Mississippi State defense to hold the high-powered LSU offense to just 3. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and Cade York with the doink, but it goes through the right uprights.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Counts 3, but then you shake your head.
9-0 LSU. Didn't think it was going to be 9-0 either halfway through the second quarter. And Mississippi State now, opportunity again, only trailing by 9 offensively to get things going. Highest scoring team in the country, LSU, with Alabama close on their heels. Jalen Hurts had another sensational day today. And Ohio State just under 50 a game. And with that, let's test your knowledge with today's Aflac trivia question. Which 2 SEC teams have led the nation in scoring offense over the years? Roughly 125 years or whatever.
Well, I just keep thinking, you know, how long can that defense hold up? You know, no points again.
Right.
Defense has held them in there.
Schrader down the middle. He's got and get rid. Broke one tackle. Takes it out for a first down.
Remember the last drive, they started with a pass, the flare pass before the fumble. Again, Joe Burrow's thinking the same thing. I cannot keep depending on my defense, especially where the clock is. You can't give LSU the ball back. They get the ball to start the second half. Huge drive for Mississippi State to stay in this game.
First down for the Bulldogs from their 43. Grant Delpit with a blitz. The throw was right over his head. And it's a first down again. And all tangled up there on the sideline.
When you're throwing short passes, if you're going to gain yards after the catch, they have to be hit in stride. He led the receiver, and that allowed the receiver to run away for the first down. If they have to stop and catch it, they're going to get tackled. Excellent throw.
Farrod Green, the tight end, gets it to the 46-yard line. There's the numbers on the 2 quarterbacks so far. Derek Schrader, the freshman out of Charlotte, North Carolina. With the give inside to Dallin Hill.
You know, just thinking, you know, the defense, it's like when you have a leak in one of your tires, you know, and you keep filling it up with air like that. How much longer are you going to be able to keep going, filling the tire up with air before it just blows up? You know, right now, the offense for Mississippi State needs to put the spare tire on and get some hope.
Schrader, the blitz was on. Goes down. What a catch down the middle to Dedrick Thomas.
Wow, and I'm thinking, what a throw. You're thinking, what a catch, and I'm saying, holy cow. Great coverage, right over the outstretched hands for the completion. What a play.
That was pretty. Pickup of 17.
Yeah, you almost challenged the quarterback to make a throw like that. And Vincent says, I can't do much better than that, coach.
Thomas, who had the one-hand catch earlier when his left hand was being held. with a big gain to the 27 as we approach 6 minutes in the half.
Comes Delpit.
Schrader fakes the pitch and takes it up the middle himself. Got about 3 out of it.
When you bring Delpit, it's a good rush defense because the line will shift away from the blitz off the slot. So you cover the gaps to the defense's right when you blitz to the left. A good rush defense there called by Dave Aranda.
Schrader only got 2, so it's 2nd and 8. As you look in from above to the 25-yard line of LSU. Schrader looking up behind, got the throw away just a little bit high, included for Dedrick Thomas again, and a flag down at the goal line.
I think it's going to be on Chase and number 18, a late hit on the quarterback. He was shot out of a cannon for the pass rush coming to the blind side of Schrader on the play, and then a hit on the receiver downfield. I'm sorry, I kind of said it wrong. Hit on the receiver after the overthrow.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 3. At the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Levon Chase on. Watch him get off the mark to the outside. Steps inside. And then a penalty down the field. Ball is tipped. And then a late hit.
Didn't need to do that.
No. But it also was just a nudge.
So Mississippi State in the red zone at the 12. Courtesy of the penalty. Low snap, Schrader gets away. Schrader, touchdown. Garrett Schrader, a 12-yard touchdown romp.
Well, he's got some wheels. I can see why this guy was recruited as an athlete, because once he turns, he's looking faster than anybody on the field as he turns up. Good block at the end by Parker, number 56. But once the opening was there, he was in the end zone. What a drive.
Jace Christman in for the point after. Up and good. This place has been waiting to explode. Just hoping that the Bulldogs offense can get something going because their defense has played so well. Well, they've got something to cheer about now.
Yeah, that brings the crowd in. It brings the bells in. It brings your defense to believe in this football game.
75-yard drive, and the quarterback does the final 12. 9-7 LSU.
Now you can't get giddy. You've got to play football. Continue to think. Defensively, do what you've been doing, but you got to do it for get out of this half.
Edwards-Helaire from the 3 on the kick return. Getting to the corner. Whoa, got his helmet taken off over there. And a flag flies in. It's going to be an extra 15 on Jaquarius Landrews.
Oh, face mask all the way. Yeah, now that's a penalty. I wasn't so sure on the one on the pass on the defender, but that one is easy to call. And again, that's what I was trying to say. The emotions, you start to feel the emotions.
During the return, personal foul, face mask, kicking team number 11. 15-yard penalty from the end of the return, first down.
You have to play with emotion.
The helmet came off player 22 for LSU, but he may remain in the game because the foul was against his helmet.
Everyone has to play with emotion, especially defenders. But when you're in a football game, you have to control your emotions. Make smart plays with your emotions, not a 15-yard head start for this LSU offense.
I'm just glad Edwards-Helaire is okay after that one. That's about as bad a face mask as you can have. A.J. Aycock in the backfield with Joe Burrow. From the 40, they fake it to him. Burrow, deep sideline. Down the sideline is McMahon. He's gone. Touchdown LSU. 60 yards on the hookup.
I think this is what you call a bust because no one covers him. The safety's coming up to play the run. They run right by him.
Joe Burrow almost couldn't get rid of that fast enough.
I almost threw it from up here in the booth. I mean, you got a pass play on and no one covers one of your, eligible receivers. And again, sometimes your emotions can make you make bad decisions. You got to think when you're playing football.
That was a missed extra point that time by Cade York.
Makes it a one possession.
To 7 with the missed extra point. That one does make it to the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Last time Mississippi State had the ball, they went 75 yards on the drive, but it was helped by a penalty.
Yeah, and it would have made it 3rd and 8. We wanted to talk to Gene to get his opinion on this. It looked like a nudge. At least Jacoby Stevens thought so, Gene.
He does, Gary, but they do call it unnecessary roughness for a reason. And if you look at it from a couple of angles, when that football is past the receiver, Jacoby Stevens takes 3 more steps, so he had a chance to stop that contact, and he chose not to. And I think from an officiating standpoint, you do have to take that into consideration as well.
We wanted to be fair to both sides for it to show the one, because it led directly to a touchdown.
Kylan Hill bounces it outside, little stutter step, only got about 4, ran a long ways it seemed before Patrick Queen ran him out of bounds.
So, again, we talked about the emotions. Everybody was ringing the bells. They're dancing on the sideline. Don't lose. You can't lose your concentration. Mississippi State lost their concentration. 15-yard penalty. They don't cover an eligible receiver. It costs them big time.
Schrader with the score for Mississippi State on that 12-yard run. This time he's going to run it again. Puts his head down, and he's close to a first down. Just a yard shy. You look in from above, our aerial coverage sponsored by State Farm at Davis Wade Stadium at Scott Field in Starkville, Mississippi, where the Bulldogs are trying to pull off an upset of the number 2 team in the country. That's Darrell Williams, the captain in the center that we talked to yesterday. Gary was talking about how you could just tell he was itching to get physical.
Yeah.
Stretching out his left leg right now.
And he actually, when we watched it, I could see him motioning to the sideline. That's a veteran football player, and he knew he was hurt.
He's the anchor of that group up there, the captain.
Watch him. He's right up here to the right side of the screen. Number 73. See him start to limp on the right side of the screen, and then he starts to motion. Watch him start to signal, help, I need help. I got a feeling that's a little more than just a cramp. They were actually looking at his kneecap. He had his hand stepped on in the Tennessee game, had to leave for a play. Let's hope it's just one of those one play and he's back in if you're a Bulldog fan.
Evans Wilkerson will take Big Darrell's spot at center.
Yeah, and it's in a tough situation, 3rd and a yard again.
Just over 4 minutes remaining in the half. Kylan Hill with Garrett Schrader in the Bulldog backfield.
Now it's going to be 3rd and 6.
Tyree Phillips might have been the guilty party on the false start. Steve Marlowe's our referee.
False start, offense, number 78, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And that's the call.
So now remember, you've got a new center in the middle of this formation, and now you've got 3rd and medium instead of 3rd and a yard to try to keep the ball, and more importantly, keep the ball away from Joe Burrow, who just torched you.
So Wilkerson will snap it to Schrader in a 3rd and 6 now with an empty backfield.
And this time Grant Delpit is lined up on the left side this time, almost hiding on the slot. He's been blitzing a lot. Yep.
Schrader got around Delpit. Little jump pass across the middle, complete to Guidry. First down, Mississippi State.
Great protection on the blitz off the edge. Kylan Hill cleaned up on number 7. Watch number 8 come over here late to make the play. Save the play by helping out. Forced Delpit to go wide and allowed the first down play. That is great protection to help on a 3rd and medium.
And now we got a whistle. Might have a timeout here.
I think Fulton went down on the field. He went down on one knee.
Fulton, the starting corner at Metairie, Louisiana, senior.
Yeah, they're working on his left shoulder, aren't they? He was in on the tackle.
Might have hurt his arm just trying to keep the jersey in his hand of Guidry.
And you can see as he comes up, his left arm is limp. He's not really using it, and he starts to motion the bench. I'm sure the bench just said, take a knee and we'll get somebody out there for you.
Cordell Flott, a true freshman, comes in at that spot now.
You know whose name we haven't called is Derek Stingley Jr., the true freshman sensation at corner. Looks like they're staying away from him in this football game.
Got 3 interceptions already on the season. And a whistle flag down before the play.
False start, offense. Not all 11 players were set before the snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Let's check in with Jamie.
Well, Brad, there's a coffee shop on campus, Strange Brew Coffee. They are known for their creative coffees throughout the season, and there has become an unofficial coffee of their quarterback, Garrett Schrader. It's the Great Schrader's beard, and we got one, and it somehow grew a beard on our way to the campus. And it's a bourbon honey latte. It's a little sweet, and the kicker is Garrett wouldn't even drink one because he's a black coffee kind of guy. So that doesn't, he's a black coffee and a touchdown scoring kind of guy.
That's right. He's a little more no-nonsense than bourbon honey latte or something. I think that on the rocks might be better, actually, instead of the coffee form.
So you think he is in the middle of this game plan? He's run the ball 11 times and thrown the ball 10 times. I mean, he's 21 plays. He's been in the middle of this. He's taken the hits. He's throwing the good 3rd down passes, and he ran one in for a touchdown. Look at, he is the offense.
Yep. He said, what do you like to do when it's not football? Hunting, fishing.
Yep.
Listening to Hank Williams, senior. That's old school. Schrader down the sideline, incomplete. Caleb on chase on guarding Kylan Hill there.
I mean, that's exactly how you teach it. If you're Dave Aranda, your outside linebacker, defensive end, when you got that guy going across you, you don't have to face guard. You put yourself right in his lap. Did he get there a little early? Yes, but not enough to be called. You get away with it. Dave Aranda loves it. The fans do not.
Third down at 15 now.
We see those almost every week now, don't we, Brad? Those back shoulder throws,
right.
50-50 balls. If they don't arrest the receiver, they don't call it.
Schrader getting pressure again down the middle. This one is intercepted. Jacoby Stevens. And Stevens, who was called for that penalty earlier, comes up with a big play for the Tiger defense.
What a play. Jacoby Stevens, who's played a number of positions, including receiver at LSU, shows why he was a receiver. I think that's him right there, number 3 in the middle of the field. Watch him go up, one hand, his right hand, and make the play. Flag, I don't know if it was post or after the interception.
After the interception, personal foul, low block, number 5, LSU. 15-yard penalty from the end of the return, first down.
Terry Vincent with the low block, trying to help out his teammate there on the run back.
The high interception and the low block, but it's LSU football. It's not a bad throw. But look at the vertical on the athlete for Jacoby Stevens that time. You could see the hole right behind. You can't blame the quarterback for trying to throw the ball in that hole. But the athlete uses probably a 30-inch vertical and one hands it for an INT. Now it's danger time.
His second interception of the year gives it back to the LSU offense at the 45.
You gotta believe Joe Burrow is licking his chops right now, don't you think?
Yeah. The last time he threw one, it was a one-play, 60-yard touchdown. They'll empty the backfield. Edwards-Helaire comes out to the bottom of your screen. Burrow steps up, pressured. He's going to run it. Joe Burrow's got good wheels as well, and he gets a first down at the 42.
When he brought Edwards-Helaire out of the backfield and the linebacker followed him, he knew he had man-to-man. He also knew if he scrambled, everybody would be looking at a receiver and he could gain valuable yardage.
They say that he touched down at the 44.
Plenty of time, 3 timeouts for a powerful offense.
Again, an empty set. Burrow loads, fires across the middle, completes it to Jefferson. Justin Jefferson all the way to the sideline with another LSU first down.
I don't think you're a legitimate passing team unless you're willing to attack the middle of the field. If you don't have the confidence to throw the ball in these open areas right here, it's dangerous. We just saw what can happen if you pick the wrong lane, you try to throw it over a defender. But that's what guts a defense.
And you got an 80% thrower out there. That helps.
Absolutely. And one is what, a fifth-year senior, and the other's a true freshman.
Right. First down at the 28. Burrow looking for more. Out in the flat, complete, diving out of bounds is Jamar Chase. Got about 5 or 6.
Good coaching to a quarterback is when they're willing to take the ugly throws. You know, the ones that we don't show a highlight of that throw. When you start to get full of yourself and thinking you're a Heisman guy and you're trying to stick every throw in there, you don't take the easy throw.
Now it's Edwards-Helaire into the secondary. Still driving Bulldogs down inside the 10. And it's first and goal.
So we've been talking about the quarterback, so who haven't we been talking about? The running back. And what do you do if you're a good play caller? Feed it to everyone.
First and goal at the 8. Burrow, the quick throw is caught for the touchdown. Jamar Chase. Just like that, LSU with another score.
Well, C.J. Morgan, who made the good plays earlier near the goal line, this time, tough matchup. Jamar Chase one-on-one, way out of position. That had to be a bust right there. Didn't get lined up right. If you can't get lined up right, you're not going to be able to play good defense. Joe Burrow saw it instantly and made Mississippi State pay.
As you said, you could just tell that Burrow was licking his chops. He just completed the touchdown pass. Back-to-back scores for him. Extra point is up and good. It all started with Jacoby Stevens with a one-hand interception. That gave it back to the offense. In 5 plays and 55 yards later, Joe Burrow, another scoring toss. The 9th to Jamar Chase this year.
Friend of me, CBS Sunday.
Well, school history for Joe Burrow. There's a lot of football left for the Tigers as he's just matched Jamarcus Russell and Matt Mock. Touchdowns responsible for 27 of those through the air and 2 on the ground. And the run back out near the 30. Isaiah Zuber take you back to the touchdown.
Right, I don't know what the confusion is. It's 2 by 2, 2 receivers, and you can see the confusion up here between C.J. Morgan and I believe it's Dantzler number 3. You get outside, you're talking to the corner, they snap the ball, and it's really, you concede a touchdown by not being able to be lined up. Since Mississippi State scored the touchdown, they've just lost their focus in this game. They've had a blown coverage, an interception, and they've blown coverage again. 2 touchdowns on totally blown coverages.
Schrader out to Hill in the flat. Colin Hill with a stiff arm. Got 5 or 6. A little earlier we asked you the Aflac trivia question, which was, we talked about high-scoring teams. Which 2 SEC teams have led the nation in scoring? Georgia in 46 and Florida in 1996. So Danny Werfel would have been part of the Gator group, and Johnny Ross and the Georgia Bulldogs, I don't know how many scored that year, but they were strong in 46. 2nd and 5. Hill, little hesitation, trying to get outside, and they're not going to let him. Grant Delpit was the first guy there, and then he got help from Michael Divinity.
So Joe Moorhead has experience as a head coach, but he knew after that touchdown his team had worked his way into making it a football game. What do? Get a penalty on the kickoff and then 2 blown coverages with an interception in between. Too much emotion, not enough just doing your job and thinking and making the right decision.
So they're going to go to the locker room down 22-7, and LSU will be getting the ball first to start the third quarter. You kind of think, well, just sort of an average day for LSU and their offense. Joe Burrow's got over 200 yards passing and 2 touchdowns.
It's hard. It's going to be hard enough for Mississippi State to win without mental mistakes, but you throw that in, it could make it lopsided. I will say this, though. The Bulldog faithful are saying, we will take a loss from our team if they play hard. They didn't like the way they showed up against Tennessee.
Right.
I think they're playing with great effort.
I do too.
And I think there's going to be a lot of fans say, if we showed up that way last week, we might have had a chance to win that one.
So LSU with those 2 late touchdowns get the ball at the 25-yard line to start the third quarter, and we check in with Jamie.
A lot of great little messages out of Ed Ogeron just now. He said, we're going to go deep a little bit more with Joe Burrow. We need to beat them with the deep ball offensively. But he told me the call to action today was to the defense. He wanted to teach this group that the offense isn't going to show up every day. We need to be the team that relies on its defense. He feels like they took care of the job first half. He wants to see a complete game.
Well, that's what they were always known for, it seems like, up until this year, of being a stingy defense and not that explosive on offense, and has kind of flipped the script so far through 6 weeks this year. Let's see what they do to start the third quarter. Well, they're not going to get a playoff to start the third quarter, it appears.
Timeout, LSU. Their first of the half.
You don't see that very often. Our first half game trends, 10 straight for Joe with 2 touchdown passes or more. Garrett Schrader played well in the first half. He has their only score on a 12-yard run of his 11 carries. And the red zone offense, 4 possessions, still perfect on the year. 3 field goals, 1 touchdown.
So LSU got the ball with their offense 5 times in the first half and scored all 5 times. You know, so if you're Mississippi State, you're Bob Shoop, defensive coordinator. We just heard from Jamie what Ed Ogeron was telling his team. What does Joe Moorhead tell his defense? The only thing I can think of is you're playing hard, you need to play smarter. That's the only thing.
Now the addition, talking about the change in the offense, Joe Brady brought in from the NFL from the New Orleans Saints and was actually at William & Mary. Bob Shoop, the defensive coordinator for Mississippi State, was there. Then that whole group got together, short of at Penn State, including Joe Brady. So Joe Moorhead knew of him, and Ed Ogeron obviously knew of him and thought highly of the Saints offense and how they run things. So he's been an integral part of turning this LSU offense into a juggernaut. Blitz coming. As Jamie said, Brady going deep. Almost intercepted. Broken up by Cameron Dantzler. So on the first play of the third quarter, they did exactly what Coach O told Jamie.
Yeah, perfect phase. When you're in phase, it's impossible to complete those. You run with them, stay right stride. It's a little bit of what they call getting in his blind spot. You get right there next to him, you know, like when you're driving, that guy's right off your tail right there. You get right there, and then you can make the play.
Got a bunch set down to the left there, including the tight end, Thaddeus Moss. Everybody in tight right now. Burrow. Again, they come with a heat, and down he goes. Cameron Dantzler and Chauncey Rivers get to the quarterback.
When you can rush your 4 guys up front and you get around the corner, you bring one off the slot. That was the difference. Getting Dantzler off the slot, unaccounted for. He forces Burrow up in the pocket, and Burrow's lucky he was able to get that ball back.
I did not see that the first time. Joe actually dropped the ball, but got back on top of it. And now it's third down and a whole bunch.
Easy look for Joe Burrow, zone defense.
LSU second in the country in third down conversions. Not going to get this one, though.
That was kind of an ugly series for their first punt of the game.
Started off with a timeout before a snap.
I mean, Coach O spent all of halftime yelling at the defense and the offense.
He forgot to mention that.
Exactly.
Let's get a playoff before the timeout.
That was ugly.
So Zach Von Rosenberg, who's been bored to death for the first couple hours today, will punt. Malik Deer is back deep for the Bulldogs. And he'll take it at the 30. Got about 6 out of the return. Carter in on the stop on the special teams. With 13:28 remaining third quarter. Offense for Mississippi State coming up.
You don't have to go to another planet to be an explorer.
Unyielding, unstoppable, making our big world a much better one. LSU, fierce minds, fierce hearts, fierce for the future.
Thursday, after Young Sheldon, stick around for the new hit comedy about love, life, and friendship. The Unicorn, Thursday on CBS.
Pretty emotional commercial right there, I'll tell you that.
Had a veteran out there during the timeout in a wheelchair.
Even the players were clapping. Unbelievable.
At the 36-yard line, first down. Garrett Schrader and the Bulldogs. After that stop on LSU, the first punt of the day by the Tigers, looking to get in gear with Callan Hill, and he's going backward. Patrick Queen and then Grant Delpit make the stop. Now let's do Project Smarter, presented by the Home Depot.
Well, funny you mentioned Grant Delpit. He's one of the best players we have in college football at any position. And Dave Aranda is using him all over the football field. He doesn't play just deep safety. He lines up all over, and he is a tackling machine. He's been that way 3 straight years. He does not miss very often.
Schrader, the pump, and the deep ball on the sideline incomplete, intended for Dedrick Thomas. Delpit was in the coverage. 8 tackles today. I said to you in the first quarter, I bet he had 15 before we're done.
Yeah. Well, if the offense keeps scoring, he might not get enough plays, okay? That might be what keeps him away, but he's always in the middle of everything, and now 3rd and long here. You know, going into this series, I wondered if they could find some help for the quarterback. The running back has, what, 20 yards? Whoever's in there, total 20 yards rushing from your running back. It's been all quarterback. It's not enough against this Dave Aranda defense.
3rd down and 11. Here they come after Schrader. Somehow the pocket held up, but not forever. And Divinity gets in there for the sack.
Boy, that's some speed. Coming off both edges, they are running. First of all, it was Clavon Chasen, number 18, coming off the edge to begin with. Right in your picture frame, forces Garrett up in the pocket, and then cleaned up by Divinity. That's what you do. We said, can that pass rush up front match what Alabama did that last game? And that's what they need. Or they're heading, you know, in the next few games, they're going to need that 4-man pass rush.
Tucker Day to punt. Eric Stingley runs up on this one and takes it at the 32. And they'll put him down for about a 1-yard gain. So 3 minutes into the half, no score change here. 22 to LinkedIn. Smile Direct Club. Allstate. And by Chick-fil-A. Back at Davis Wade Stadium as you look in, our aerial coverage sponsored by State Farm. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jamie Erdahl, and about 62,000 of our closest friends watching second-ranked LSU and unranked Mississippi State. Joe Burrow started a little bit slow, and then 8 of his last 9, 2 of them for touchdowns in the final 5 minutes of the second quarter.
One of them a total gimme for a touchdown.
Yeah, 60-yarder with nobody on his
First
receiver.
play of the drive.
Blitz. Burrow slant complete. Jamar Chase. And Chase got it out to about the 41. Joe Burrow, unbelievable numbers this year, and you start to take a look now as we're past the midway point of the season. You start talking about Heisman, and look at those guys and the numbers they put together. And Jalen Hurts, if you didn't see today, I think Zook told you during halftime, 16 out of 17, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in the air, 10 carries, 75 yards, 2 on the ground.
You know, sometimes you can throw too many numbers, but just as a group, Ness,
yeah,
they've thrown 708 passes this year with only 8 interceptions. That means 1 every 88 passes.
That's incredible.
It is. I mean, they're not just bombing it out there. They're throwing, the word again is precision.
Started to come on big time in the second half of last season, and he's been on fire in this new offense for LSU all year long. And guys like this don't hurt the cause. Jamar Chase.
You know, I don't want to say this offense is impressive, but the Cleveland Browns are on a bye week, and Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry are looking to see if they can play one more game in this offense.
And there's Jimmy Burrow.
Yeah. He'd like to throw. His son is, wow, what an emergence, huh?
Yeah. His dad, a longtime coach in college football, and here's his son going deep for another touchdown. Derek Dillon. 37 yards, and that's number 3 for his son.
It's like LSU found the turn of the century offense in 1 year here, doesn't it? I mean, like, I'm almost impossible to believe what we're watching here. A team, they've been doing it all year, though. They've got a trigger man that can find people. They've got an offense that has taken the gray out of it. He knows where he's going pre-snap. He confirms it post-snap, and he delivers it.
Extra point is good.
He had to step up in the pocket there. He just knew what he was doing. Kept his eyes downfield, a little bit of pressure, and Joe Burrow, who, you know, you just wonder, if Joe Burrow would have stayed at Ohio State, what if he was playing the old Buckeye, Jim Tressel offense? This is a little different.
This is a little more fun to watch, huh?
You got it.
37-yard strike. 3rd touchdown of the day for Joe Burrow. He's getting it to everybody. And his family is saying, yeah, that's our kid. East Carolina, 7 o'clock Eastern time on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Coming up tonight. 29-7 now. Gary, in the last 2 minutes and 48 seconds of actual play time, 3 touchdowns by Joe Burrow.
I know. That one was impressive. I mean, he beat him late, but the quarterback made the play. And the receiver at the end of it. First thing to point out, watch the perfect position that this back judge is. He can look, and then he can look down the line. He's in a football stance, too. Look at him. But watch Derek Dillon. The ball is on his arm, and he doesn't let it move. He takes his left arm, and before that ball can move, he secures it. But look at the back judge. He's with it the whole way and make sure it was a completed catch. What a job.
That was a great shot by our guys, too. Well, the second half has been huge for LSU, and it is so far here early in the 3rd quarter again.
2 athletes staying with the play right there. One the back judge and one Dillon. How about that?
If you're just joining us, it was 9-7 with 5 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the second quarter. And now 5 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
It's not.
It's not. Exactly. Schrader going to keep it all the way here as we check in with Jamie.
Well, that was an impressive ball dropped in there by Joe Burrow. I can tell you after talking with the wide receivers, they feel like they're earning their PhD in offensive schemes from the Joe Brady School of Thought, specifically perfecting their timing on running routes for Burrow. The receiver said it's an understated factor that we were willing to step up our knowledge when it comes to receiving play signals from the sideline. And, oh, yeah, it's about 20 times more fun to play in this offense for them this year.
Yes, it is. You saw a gentleman with white hair on the sideline.
Yes.
That guy looks familiar. That's former USC and Rams coach John Robinson, who's assistant, somewhat of an assistant on the staff for LSU.
Your old partner, right?
Yep.
Your old partner?
Robbie and I did World League of American football games together. We had a great time. There he is at USC. Consultant was the word I was looking for.
Yes.
National championship there. Longtime coach of the Rams. Great guy. Great football guy, but an even better just guy.
And I think for Coach O to have a guy like that to be able to talk about things, you know, a head coach is a lonely job. When you can go consult with a guy like that, that's always nice to have.
Dave Miranda says it's nice to have him around too. They talk defense a lot. This kick is a beauty.
Yes.
And Singer's got to let it go. I think he would have loved to have fielded that, but
That's
it did make the end zone.
70-yard punt, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 70. And it's going to come out to the 20, though.
That Joe Burrow was 21 for 24, and today so far he's 18 for 24. So that means he's 39 for 48. 81% his last 2 games. So he's playing average.
Yes, right on his average.
Right. He's just playing average is all he's doing.
Just a shade under 80%.
I don't know why we're impressed. He's just playing average.
I guess.
Amazing.
Actually, that game last week when he had 293 snapped a 4-game streak of 300 plus. So he was 7 short last week.
The amazing thing about last week, they only ran 48 plays for 42 points against Florida.
Pretty good clip. Give inside, Davis Price. And a big gain out to the 35.
Brian Davis Price, number 3, gets the read, zone read there. Comes in behind a great block by Cushenberry, number 79, the center. Cleans up and cuts behind him.
Davis Price, a bigger back at 6'1", 225, freshman.
True freshman.
Yep. This time they fake it to him on the RPO, and the throw out to McMath, who had that touchdown earlier. And he's got a first down here, I think. Well, Amazon Music brings you today's Scholar Athletes. Blake Ferguson for LSU. Their long snapper, and Darrell Williams, the center for Mississippi State. Amazon Music showing their commitment to the investment of our future by donating $1,000 to LSU and Mississippi State's General Scholarship Fund. This guy's got a scholarship, and he's running all the way down to the 37-yard line. Doesn't get a lot of work, but he's making it pay right now.
And it is. You know, this is a very balanced, statistically offensive football team coming into this game. 200 runs, 212 passes, and you can see the balance beginning of the game. Coach O wanted to feature this running game. He told us that yesterday. He wanted to see if he could run the ball a little bit more, and right now he's going to feature it.
They ran for 218 in the win over Florida last week. Burrow coming up with a deep ball here. And almost one-handed by Sullivan. And now there's a flag. Martin Emerson was covering.
I think he was grabbing his right hand the whole way. Couldn't get it out of there and impeding the progress. Sullivan was thinking, I can hold him off, but Martin Emerson had just too much.
Pass interference, defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So they spotted at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that one not called, to tell you the truth.
There's the rushing this season. First 3 games and now the last 3. Today, 85 on the ground. Davis Price has picked up a nice chunk of that just on this drive. Price. And Price down to the 17.
Remember, the defenses set up their blitzes off of where the back sets up in the formation. So if you're blitzing, you might say, I'm going to blitz away from the running back. Did you see the late change of the running back right before the snap? That's what confuses those defense. That's a true pro technique that Joe Brady has brought into this LSU offense.
Second down and 5. Joe Burrow throwing all the way, the quick slant, and then the reversal by Jefferson, and the stiff arm, and he got a first down at the 10.
You know, usually coaches don't like to talk about hyping players, but the way Joe Burrow is throwing the ball, I think, and Ed Orgeron has talked about this as you look at Jefferson catch that ball, he's embracing the Heisman hunt by Joe Burrow, and he's letting him have these stats.
There's a throw out in the flat. And down to the 4 goes McMath. Sean Preston upended him there. Second down, a goal. Well, when you're going to go start recruiting a quarterback and you see this offense, you start going, hey, Baton Rouge might not sound so bad. Burrow scans the whole field. Throws late. Got it. Touchdown. Torrey Carter, the fullback. Wow.
Wonder, did he push up before he came forward?
Pass interference, offense, number 44.
Yes.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second down.
Just when you're giving your fullback a little sugar, he gets caught with his hand in the jar.
He does. He's actually lined up as a wide receiver to the outside, gets to the back of the end zone. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's 250 pounds, and he's used to hitting people. But what a snag on that catch. Very clearly, good call.
It was. So take away the touchdown and back to the 18-yard line.
Impressive catch. You're going to get another ball when you can catch ones like that.
So second and goal, but way back at the 18-yard line. Joe Burrow, deep middle, touchdown, Justin Jefferson. Number 4 on the day for number 9.
I thought Jaquarius Andrews, number 11, had this one the whole way, but he misjudged the strength of Burrow's throw on this one. Burrow looked off right, came back to the middle read. I thought number 11, Landrews, had it. He didn't get there. LSU has scored 40 points in 9 straight games, and pretty much looks like they could do it again.
Extra point by Cade York. Is up and good. Justin Jefferson, for him, that's his 9th touchdown catch of the year.
Well, here's the guy that makes the play, right? That doesn't make the play, the safeties. Joe looks to the right, and he looks like he's got Jefferson going down the middle. He breaks on it, but it's a perfect throw. He does not get there. Ball placement. Sorry, Brad.
80-yard drive, 7 plays. Offense looks pretty good for LSU, doesn't it?
Yep.
Well, in a span of less than 6 minutes of actual playing time, LSU has gone from a 9-7 lead to a 36-7 lead. And Mississippi State's offense with just 1 touchdown on their quarterback. Needs some offense now, but look at the pace of Joe Burrow. 29 passing touchdowns, new school record. 31 responsible for, new school record. Unbelievable.
No, I don't even know if that's the word. You got anything else besides unbelievable?
Well, he's back over 300. He didn't get 300 last week.
And his attitude when he first came here, I mean, that coach fell in love with his toughness and what he brought to the team, and now it's to a whole different level.
And got a flag down before the snap.
Yep.
You know, you talk about Joe Burrow, and when you meet this kid, this picture says it all. This is in front of their media guide. That's Joe Burrow right there.
Yep.
He's a tough cookie. Players love him. The coaches love him. The fans obviously loving him. If you're an LSU fan, maybe not so much if you're somebody else.
He's got that toughness and edge to him. That's a great combination of now his abilities as well.
And Schrader goes for about 4 yards. Another flag down. This was interesting.
Yeah.
In the first 78 pass attempts, how close Dak Prescott and Garrett Schrader are.
Well, you remember when Dak came here, he really struggled as a freshman throwing the football. He had to really work on it from year one to, well, he was nowhere near the thrower Schrader is as a true freshman, but obviously he improved. Schrader,
the only SEC quarterback coming into the weekend that had over 550 passing yards and over 350 on the ground. And today he's got 40 yards rushing, including their only touchdown.
Yeah, hands in the face. It was by Glenn Logan that time, the defensive tackle, one of those inside bull rushes. Got it up a little bit too high and followed, and automatic first down.
Gives the Bulldogs the first down at the 39. And now they fake the end around, and it's Schrader again. And we said coming in that he would do this, but as Gary said, he's got to get some help, and right now he's not getting any help.
No, he's not. The running game that started off with a little bit of hope from Kylan Hill has not been able to keep that pace.
Hill was out for a play as Gibson was back in, but now Kylan is back in there. But for the guy that was leading the SEC in rushing up till last week, hasn't been a factor today with 22 yards on 10 carries. Here he is trying to get away from the LSU defense. I don't think he's going to run out of bounds. Grant Delpit was the guy that got the first penetration, and then Damone Clark cleaned up. Another flag down.
Offside, defense, number 45. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, Michael Divinity offsides. There's Tommy Stevens on the sideline. He was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season. Has been in and out of that starting lineup due to a shoulder problem and then an ankle injury. Southern Miss, it was a shoulder. Same thing with Kansas State. And then the leg against Auburn, and that's what gave Garrett Schrader this start today. And obviously he's going to be the future of the quarterback position at Mississippi State because Tommy Stevens is a senior transfer from Penn State, so this will be his last year. Hill just can't find anywhere to go right now. Rashard Lawrence, who had a fumble recovered earlier, hit on the stop.
We're talking about Kylan Hill leading rushers. If you look at the leading rushers in the league, it's the 3 bottom teams. That's how much this league has changed.
Yeah.
Used to be if you were a running back and you were 1, 2, or 3, you were looking in the standings and you were 1, 2, or 3
Exactly.
up there. Now the league has flipped, where that tailback runner is not as valuable as it was even 5 years ago. Herschel Walker looked at that, almost passed up.
And Bo Jackson. But here's a long ball from Schrader. Got a man there. Broken up at the last instant by Christian Fulton. Osiris Mitchell was out there, and it was a good throw.
Ball was maybe a half step behind, but it was a long throw, and that's about the best you can hope for. And Christian Fulton made up ground on the ball. Watch him make up the ground. Just a bit of a slowdown by Mitchell, and that allowed Fulton to make the play. Oh, he was in there with his arm. He never looked back and got away with it.
Brings up 3rd and 10. And it's not been a long completion off the arm of Garrett Schrader today. 12 is the longest. And this one's going to be intercepted by Christian Fulton.
That was a misread. It was zone all the way. He didn't see it. Tried to stick it into Thomas, number 2, but Fulton, who just made the defendant play on the long pass, baits the quarterback. Watch him come up here and then break on the ball. He's looking at the quarterback because he's playing zone, and then he gets the inside receiver. That's what you do. Jam outside and then look for number 2. And he comes in and gets actually number 2. Not only the number jersey, but the position jersey. When you look inside and there's 2 receivers, you jam number 1 and look for number 2, and he gets the pick off.
First interception of the season for Christian Fulton gives the ball back to his offense at the 40. Blitz off the corner. Burrow calmly across the middle. Justin Jefferson to midfield. Jamie.
Well, the Jefferson family has been quite present in the LSU football family in the last 10 years or so. His brothers Jordan and Ricky. He told me his brother Jordan is green with envy that he's not playing with this team right now. But Justin did tell me he is the late bloomer of the 3 of them. He was not highly recruited coming out of high school. He's the smallest of all of them, but he is trying to make the biggest impact on this offense now that he can.
Well, he's had 4 100-plus receiving games this year. Texas was a really big game for him. 9 catches for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. So we figured, what was this, 2012? So it's time they have that.
Exactly. In all those years, 1 year. I think Ed Orgeron is trying to get 1 more score for Joe Burrow and get him off the field.
I thought you were going to say looking for 1 more Jefferson.
Yes, well, that'd be nice. They've had success, but I think seeing Burrow out there in the first unit, he was trying to get 1 more score and get him out of the game.
So Zach Dowd Rosenberg will punt for only the 2nd time today. And Malik Deer will just let this one go. It's going to make it to the end zone. With the minute 40 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's 1990 in East Texas, where faith, family, and football rule. A new Young Sheldon Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS.
So if you're Joe Burrow, you're looking at this game, you're looking at your schedule, and I think you're figuring, how do I get to 5 and 6 when I play the Egg Bowl? Where I'm playing that Egg Bowl for a chance to get into a bowl game. And to do that, they're going to have to beat either Arkansas or Abilene Christian or knock off somebody bigger, an upset. They've got 3 and 3. They got 2 winnable games in front of them.
There's a long ball kind of wobbling out there, but that one is caught out near midfield by Isaiah Zuber. Terry Vincent was draped all over him, and he still snatched that one.
He actually was outside the receiver when the ball was thrown, but Zuber cut inside of him. It was almost as if he intercepted the pass that time from Vincent.
So that's the longest pass play of the day for the Bulldogs, out to the 49-yard line. There's a give on the end around the corner. Hill broke a couple of tackles, and he's got a 1st down. Good run. Picked up 11. So the Bulldogs have a little something going here offensively with a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
Right now, if you're Joe Moorhead, you're just looking for positives. You're right now coaching this game for the rest of your season. You're trying to say again, keep going forward, get better. Let's get better on offense. Our defense started the game well. Let's see if we can finish with a little bit of an offensive flurry here.
Going 40 yards on this drive so far. And they had him at the LSU 40. Sidearm throw complete out to Guidry. Guidry broke a tackle. And he's got 15 or 16 before Delpit knocks him out of bounds.
That's some new style offense right there. Zone read first. Quarterback keep it. You got the blitz off the corner. You throw to the replacement. 3 things happening at the same time. And look at the sidearm, as Brad said. You get that corner coming off Fulton, you throw it right behind his head.
Picked up 16 more, so a couple big pass plays so far on this drive. And they might not get another playoff before the end of the 3rd. They won't. I'm sure they'd like to keep just on playing the way this drive's going right now. They'll take a break at the end of the 3rd quarter, though, with LSU leading 36-7. We'll return to Starkville right after this message and a word from your local station. LSU with a commanding lead, but a good-looking drive going right now for the Bulldogs. Except not there. End around went nowhere except a loss of about 6. First 3 plays of that drive, though, 29-yard pass, 11-yard run, a 16-yard pass. They had something rolling. I said they would have liked to just kept going
and
at the end of the third.
How about Illinois? Okay, they beat Wisconsin today.
Right.
A week ago, they were down 28-0 to Michigan, made it a game, 28-25. I think that's with Mississippi State. He needs to finish the game, and maybe it'll pay off next week or down the schedule for them.
That was the only negative play in this drive so far. Here comes Delpit on the blitz. Schrader going to the end zone. Incomplete. Broken up. Christian Fulton was there. Javante Payton, the intended receiver. Schrader's going, I've seen enough of number 7 today.
Yeah, and Delpit did not kind of run over him that time. He was not getting a penalty. One-on-one coverage downfield. Delpit goes up, but make sure he does not hit the quarterback in the head. Don't want your hands coming down for a targeting call, because you could be out the first half of the next game. Yeah. LSU has had experience with losing players in the first half of important games.
Delpit with 9 tackles today.
You get a targeting call now if you're LSU a key player.
Schrader somehow sidestepped the rush. Brought down from behind by Marcel Brooks. Michael Divinity was putting the heat on him, and Schrader got loose.
That's that green team, that rush team, the speed rush guys that they bring in. Marcel Brooks comes in, Chason, Divinity, and Justin Thomas, number 93. That's their kind of cheetah look, that they come in with that speed look.
And they got that delayed blitz from the linebacker that they used so effectively a year ago.
That's right. With Devin
White. 4th and 9. Got to get all the way down to the 14-yard line. Got to hurry to get the play off as well. Schrader hammered as he threw, incomplete. And it was K'Lavon Chason coming around the edge again.
The offensive line did a good job with the stunt on the right side, but on the left side, late comes in Chason, almost on a delayed blitz again from the outside, but he made up some ground with that speed. Incomplete, ball to LSU.
Now it's time for our ExxonMobil game recap. Here in Starkville, you got to give Mississippi State's defense a lot of credit early in this ball game, holding the high-powered LSU offense to just 3 Cade York field goals, 9-0 at that point, and then Garrett Schrader caps off a 75-yard drive on his own 12-yard rushing touchdown, made it 9-7. But then in the span of just minutes, an interception by Jacoby Stevens turned into 1 Joe Burrow touchdown throw. That one to Dillon. And just like that, all of a sudden, Joe Burrow mixing it up to all his receivers. Justin Jefferson, the last one in the end zone. Number 4 on the day. And unbelievable numbers again. With Gary Danielson, Jamie Erdahl, Gene Steratore, Brad Nessler with you in Starkville. And that's where we stand right now, 36-7. And Burrow still out there. Tyron Davis-Price with him in the backfield. Burrow getting some late pressure, and it got to him. He almost had his pants pulled down by Chauncey Rivers. And, well, sometimes you got to take a sack.
Yeah, it didn't hurt, but it's a little embarrassing,
This is one where you say, I got to take the sack.
Yes. Yeah, because if you run forward, you're going to be really embarrassed. There's a lot of lines to get right there. We're using none of them.
We're just going to say exactly. 2nd and 19. Back at the 14-yard line.
He was not wearing compression pants.
Right back to the air, across the middle, short game that time. Sullivan, the tight end, for the catch. We've seen a lot of Joe this year through 7 weeks, and we just saw too much of him.
So you had to take a shot. You had to take a shot. I knew you couldn't stop. I knew.
Third down and 16.
I took a little swing. You wanted to get up at that, didn't you? Jamie got anything?
Crickets. Here comes the blitz. Burrow, quick throw, knocked down. Nice play. C.J. Morgan, he did a pretty good job back there in the secondary today.
Yeah, we're living in a world where I'm going to say no comment.
Okay.
I'm just glad he went down. I know LSU fans are not happy he went down, but I'm glad he went down.
Yeah, they forced a punt. Malik Deer standing back around the 35-yard line. Rosenberg, the left footer, deep punt, nice kick again, over the shoulder catch, and down goes Deer after making that catch. Good news is he caught it. Bad news is he tackled himself. Mississippi State on offense in a minute. Presented by Jersey Mike Subs. Quite a few of the 59,282 that we had here today have filed out of Davis Wade Stadium, with LSU leading 36-7, but Bulldogs have it back at their own 22.
And they have their #1 defense on the field.
Hill out across the 25 to the 26.
Wanted to show you a sophisticated pass rush. K'Lavon Chason right here. Watch, he's going to zero in on the guy he thinks is going to block him. When he doesn't get it, he goes for the quarterback. Delay, delay, delay. When he turns away, he goes. And you have to have speed, and that's what Dave Arandas brings to this defense. The sophistication of those delayed blitzes are tough on those offenses, whether it's an NFL offense or one of these college offenses.
Second and 6 for the 26. Schrader got a man wide open over the middle. Cameron Gardner should have had it. Redshirt freshman from right here in Starkville. And a flag down.
Yep. That's one of those where your hand was going, I got this, I'm going to run, and he forgot to catch it.
Personal foul, face mask, offense number 70. Half the distance to the goal, second down.
So we've had some hands to the face penalties, and now an offensive face mask penalty.
Yes. It was on Chason. Here he is, the right tackle. Watch it right here. Blocking on the edge.
Oh, boy.
Right, wow, right there.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that slowed number 18 down all day.
That's right. And now Mississippi State's got to get all the way to the 32 for a first down. Right here, the deep out. Got it complete. Out to Isaiah Zuber.
That's a big time throw there. Far hash all the way to the out route on the other side. And Barry Vincent's on coverage right there. That's a gutsy throw. You got to be committed and know your abilities there. He got a guy right in his face as he lets it go and shows his potential long run with that throw.
Yeah, he spun that one out there.
He did.
His numbers on the day, a couple of receptions. He's got a more manageable third down now, 3rd and 8.
Got fooled on one, and the other one was a great play, I think.
Delay blitz again. Schrader's going to run with it. I don't know if he can get there, though. Nope. Out to the 29. He's not afraid to run and stick his nose in there. Take you back to the Kansas State game on a long yardage situation, trying to get to the sticks. Watch this. Up. Oh, not a great landing. He said, what were you thinking when you were spinning in the air? He said, well, I saw the coach kind of as I was flipping, and then all I saw was sky.
He had to be 8-10 feet off the ground at one point there, didn't he?
Man, he's a tough dude. Couldn't get the first down on that last run, though, so a punt coming up from Tucker Day, who nailed one last time, but it got all the way to the end zone.
I wonder if they're going to come back with Joe Burrow here right now. I'd be surprised. I would not want him taking any more hits in this football game.
False start. Offense number 4. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
And if they do bring him in, it should be very, very conservative play calling where he's just handing the ball off or checking the ball down.
So Mississippi State backs up 5 more. I think Miles Brennan's warming up, so Joe's day might be done. Eric Stingley just gets out of the way as this one, after a great punt earlier, this one not so good. They're going to spot it right at the midfield stripe where LSU comes today.
And you know, Bob Shute, the defensive coordinator, told us, I go, what do you see when you see him? And he goes, a comfortable quarterback. He knows where he's going to go with the ball. He's got all of the tools necessary. He understands the offense, and he seems a half a step ahead of the defense on every play.
So Joe's day is done. Miles Brennan takes over at quarterback. Ties the school record to the 7th game, you know, over 300.
What was great about Joe after the last game, the big win against Florida, when they trailed in that game at one point.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the locker room all happy, and he goes, guys, we know we're good. Don't let good get in the way of being great. Don't be satisfied with good.
Always got something to work on. Yep. That's a coach's kid for you. And, of course, his coach loves it.
Well, they don't drop any passes for Burrow, but Brennan gets his first one dropped. That's the shot he had on the cover of the magazine right there.
Yeah. Second and 10 from midfield. Keep an eye on the ground here. Davis Price, good run again.
Well, you know, Ness, Coach Ogeron, when he was let go by Ole Miss in 2007, he went to the Saints for 1 year. That's where he got to meet Sean Payton. He loved that system. And when he had a chance to go pluck a guy out, he went and got Joe Brady. This was the vision he had for this football team, an NFL-type offense. Made a run at Lane Kiffin when he got the head coaching job, and ended up settling a couple years later on Joe Brady to finish off his work that he thought he needed to break the team to beat Alabama. Basically, that's what he was trying to do. They weren't scoring enough points against Alabama.
He might have more right here. Brennan overshot his intended receiver, but there's a flag flying in at the end of it. And there's Joe Brady right in the middle.
Yep, with the hat on, cracking his knuckles.
Steve Ensminger is the offensive coordinator to our right, his left. There's Steve.
And there's Joe right in the middle right there.
Jamie?
Well, you mentioned it earlier, a guy that's not surprised that Joe Brady has found this success as a coach. Of course, Joe Moorhead. They knew each other at Penn State. He said he always had this understated, humble confidence. And when he was a GA, we even asked him what he thought. Even as a GA, you're supposed to be seen and not heard. And the old adage, measure twice, cut once. They used to go over the game plan 2-3 times together. He said, I always knew he was going to turn into something special.
Yeah, he's only 29 and has got a bright future. Got a pretty good present right now.
Yeah, think about it, though. Brady is running Moorhead's offense at LSU, right? It's, you know, I'm a golfer, and I go buy those new clubs at Tiger and all those guys. They work better when you're good. All the same plays. You know, I buy the clubs, they don't go as far, they don't go as straight. When you got the good players, that offense works better.
Well, before the game, two old friends got together, Right now, the one in purple and gold is having the better of it. This was just a couple of minutes ago during the timeout. Joe Burrow heading to the locker room.
I just am amazed. I've been asked many times, are these quarterbacks just getting that much better? And I continue to say the offenses are changing. Guys that, as I talked about earlier, that guys that were talented before used to be in the old Jim Tressel, Bo Schembechler offense. They weren't allowed to do what they do now with the new offenses, and they're showing what they can do.
Here's a little lob pass. That's complete. Green, the tight end.
Urban Meyer changed it at Ohio State. They're still trying to change everything, and you can see what these guys, if you're given chances to do, what they can throw nowadays.
Another flag down at the line of scrimmage.
Nice touch on that throw.
Really was. He's made some nice plays today, Schrader.
He's got a lot of potential. And as we said, that list of true freshman quarterbacks playing in this league, Ryan Hilinski did a great job in the game we saw against Alabama. There we go. There he comes.
That's quick.
Yep.
Ineligible downfield. Offense number 78. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Tyree Phillips downfield on the play, the left tackle. Now, if you're just kind of joining us, some news and notes from around football. Wisconsin upset by Illinois in a final second field goal. DeVonta Smith won't play the first half for Alabama after throwing that punch against Texas A&M last week, and that was a Nick Saban first half suspension, not the league. And how about SMU? First time 6-0 in a long time. And SMU, we understand, is leading Temple right now, trying to go to 7-0. Wisconsin was one of the undefeated teams that the Big Ten had a handful of. But that went by the boards today.
Yeah, there were so many people so impressed by Wisconsin. They had awesome creative.
4 shutouts through 6 weeks, and defense was unbelievable.
Another mistake. Not going to be much of a penalty, but it's going to be one.
The Bulldogs offense is going to be in the locker room here if they keep going in that direction.
Since the bye week, Joe Moorhead's off.
False start. Offense. Number 78. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
10 points last week against Tennessee. 7 points this week.
A lot of LSU fans made the trip. They're the ones that are still hanging around here in the stadium.
And as Joe Moorhead said, we do not have a good margin of error against this team. 13th penalty for their football team today.
A little more breathing room. Talon Hill with the run. Neil Farrell with the tackle. And Hill hobbled coming off to the sideline.
Have you ever seen kind of a star player have a more quiet game than Derek Stingley on this one? I mean, it's...
Haven't had to call his name. They're not throwing that way.
Unbelievable. He's standing there. Will he have to shower?
Well, he has been back on punts, but he hasn't fielded one of those either.
Right.
Derek, the freshman sensation. Well, he's backpedaling a little bit. He won't have to make the tackle either. Divinity with the tackle. And old teammate of yours, his grandpa, Daryl Stingley.
Came in together as freshmen, played all 4 years together. One of the greatest athletes I've ever played with. Could have done anything. #1 draft pick, grandson.
And then a tragic hit when he was a New England Patriot. That kind of changed football and how defensive backs were allowed to play.
Absolutely.
Schrader in his own end zone. Nice play out there on the corner by Jay Ward. Here's another freshman corner out of Moultrie, Georgia. So they got a couple of really good ones. Stingley 6'1", 190, and Ward is 6'2", 170.
Yeah, you look at they've always had corners here. I mean, this is a place where, it's one corner after another. Number 16 right there, Jay Ward, plays it perfectly. The ball hung a bit, and against a good athlete like that, you're not going to get it in there.
So Tucker Day has his heels almost on the end line back there to try to punt. And he gets it away. High, lazy kick. Fair catch taken right about midfield by Trey Palmer. With just under 6 minutes remaining in the ball game here. Let's get an update in New York. Here's a...
All right, Ness. Well, Vandy quarterback Mo Hassan was knocked out of the game on a targeting call. Riley Neal then threw an interception, and Missouri takes advantage. Larry Roundtree going in to tie it up, so we are not at 14. Tigers trying to stay perfect in SEC play and win their 6th straight. Back to you.
After that opening loss to Wyoming, Missouri's been an awful tough team, and they came into the day actually leading the East. Here in the West, LSU looking to remain perfect. At 7-0, well on their way here with just under 6 minutes to go. Davis Price with the carry. So the standings right now, there's the East. Georgia having got upset by South Carolina last week. And then we're playing really well against Florida today until Florida took over.
Our producer in Missouri, Grant, could not wait to put that one up.
I know. He's been waiting for 3 hours, so Craig Silver got to put that one in there for us.
Hey, they deserve it. They're playing good football.
Yep.
I'll tell you, Jerry Odom doing a great job with that program.
LSU using all the clock they can here. With Miles Brennan in at quarterback. And Davis Price, another good run. You were talking earlier about Mississippi State thinking about a bowl game, Garrett.
Yeah. I mean, you just look at the games that they could win. You know, I mean, that's an iffy one at A&M, but Arkansas, Abilene Christian, and then the Egg Bowl. Could they get there 5-6 and win the last game? I think that you can't say that publicly, but I think they would take 6-6 and a shot at the bowl.
LSU's thinking a lot bigger than that. They're thinking playoffs.
This team has been designed and rebuilt to score points against Alabama.
That clash is November 9th, and here's Davis Price. Flag down around the 30-yard line. I like the way this kid runs. We haven't seen a lot of him.
He's got some wheels, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He really does.
Two fouls on the play, both against the offense. Holding number 17 is declined. Holding 68 will be accepted. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Third down.
Damian Lewis, the right guard, saying, how come you're calling it on me? Why don't you call it on a wide receiver?
Which one did you recline? Yeah, way behind the play. It really wasn't necessary to get a grab, but the umpire called it before he knew the play was going to break loose. And his flag was thrown way early in the play. He just said, I'm not tired.
I'm not tired. Keep feeding me.
Exactly, I'm not tired.
Empty backfield for Miles Brennan. The sidearm throw is knocked down at the line by Marquise Spencer. And LSU's got a punt.
Well, as tough it is to say when you look at this score, the Mississippi State defense came back and played with more intensity in this game than they did against Tennessee. I will say that. Now, they just made some key mental mistakes, especially in the secondary.
Right.
Breakdowns and simple coverages really cost them in this game. Now, it might have added up anyway eventually, but, you know, give Joe Burrow gimmies is just not the way to go.
Timeout. Mississippi State.
They had 12
the first of the half.
Field, and they got one off late that time.
So we'll take break 2, 3:49. Derek Stingley saying, nah, I don't think I have to shower, really?
You didn't ask for it, but boy, are you gonna want it. Introducing the new stuffed Cheez-It pizza from Pizza Hut. You're welcome.
I'm off to college. I'm worried about my parents' retirement.
Don't worry.
Voya helps them to and through retirement.
Dealing with today's expenses while helping plan, invest, and protect for the future.
So they'll be okay?
I think they'll be fine. Voya, helping you to and through retirement.
During an emergency, a network becomes a critical line of communication, connecting first responders to technology and to each other. FirstNet is the only officially authorized, highly secure wireless network without throttling or the clutter of commercial traffic. Built with and for first responders. It's the help you need to help the people who need you.
Following the timeout with too many men on the field, we got it all straightened out. Here comes the punt from Von Rosenberg. Fair catch, taken around the 10-yard line by Malik Deer. And between what we believe and what we fear, there's something much deeper happening here. A new evil, CBS on Thursday.
So next week, we're headed to watch LSU play Auburn. A house of horrors, by the way, for Auburn. They've not won there since 1999. 9 straight losses at LSU.
There'll be some fur flying between the two Tigers in that one.
In fact, the 2017 team that was in the SEC championship even lost that game at LSU.
That's after Witherspoon. So early on, Bob Shoop's defense held LSU in check. 3 field goals is all they gave up.
So I have a prediction, an early prediction for, as you see Bob Shoop right there with the jacket on, he's the defensive coordinator, of the LSU-Alabama game. It will not be 9-6.
I don't think so. Not with those two quarterbacks.
Exactly. If it stays 1 versus 2, 9-6 is not going to happen.
You know, we talked about the Penn State hookup between Coach Shoop, Coach Moorhead, all that kind of stuff. Well, here's Tyler Shoop, Bob's oldest son, who's a Penn State grad. So what are you going to do with your life, son? I want to be a pro wrestler, Dad.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. He's got his first match coming up on Thursday. Just going to go by Shoop.
That's a good name.
Yeah. So we wish him well in his professional wrestling endeavors. Here's a quick throw and catch out to the 40 to Zuber.
You know, as an athletic question, the question would be, when's the first time that we ever ran into Bob Shoop as a coach?
Boy, he got us on that one yesterday.
Yes, he did.
I said, how many places have we been where Bob's been a defensive coordinator or an assistant coach? And we went through the number of them around the SEC, and then he said, yeah, I had you guys Harvard and Yale. What year was that, 94 or something like that? That's the one I couldn't remember.
Yep. He said it's like, coach is a little bit of a life of a nomad.
That's right. So how many houses have you lived in, Bob? He goes, a lot of them. So down to the final couple of minutes here in Starkville.
I really believe this quarterback is a guy you can build on.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, I think he's athletic, has that athletic ability with Dak Prescott. Now can he grow into be the leader that Dak was for this program?
Watch one deep, might have a flag there, and it will be Jacoby Stevens, who had a sensational interception late in the second quarter, and that time he just got tangled up with the receiver, Stephen Guidry.
You know, Dak just made this program his program.
Pass interference, defense number 3, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
When he was here in 14 and 15, he was everything for this program, and that's really what your quarterback has to be. You have to grow into that where, you know, you're the lead spokesperson, you're the lead, thrower. You're just everything about the program, like Joe Burrow is doing with LSU, has to be grown into by Schrader if he wants to be the guy to lead this program out of where they are right now.
I think physically can do it.
Yep.
Here's the throw down the middle, and he threw a strike to Guidry.
Yep. To be an efficient passing offense, you got to be able to throw the ball down the middle. You got to throw it high like that, make your receivers go up and get it. And Guidry makes a good catch.
Mississippi State, a couple of timeouts remaining. They've worked it down to the LSU 28. Schrader going to flare it out to the Witherspoon out of the backfield. Witherspoon, nice move. He took a lick at the end of it, but two nice moves to get extra yardage after the catch. Witherspoon puts the brakes on, cuts back to the middle of the field, made two guys miss before Jay Ward put him down.
And I think it was Stuart Reese, number 51, is struggling right at the end. He tried to get up, he tried to go back to the line of scrimmage, then he just fell down.
It's so much more than a house. It's where the team comes together. By making the complex simple, Rocket Mortgage created a home buying experience centered around you. Personalized and convenient. So you can turn your dream into reality and your house into home. Rocket Mortgage. Push button, get mortgage.
Let's take a look at the GMC Game Changer. Edwards-Helaire, another good game after the one he had a week ago against Florida. Blitz pickup there was picture perfect. That led to a long gain for the tight end down the sideline.
Being able to catch the ball out of the backfield. If you're a willing blocker in blitz and you're able to come out of the backfield, you know, that's that NFL offense that you got to be able to do.
Stuart Reese, the guy that limped off the right guard. Second down at 6. Just inside the 24. Schrader sidesteps the rush, lost it to the end zone. Touchdown. Bulldogs. Stephen Guidry.
Here's matched up against Jay Ward, number 16. Guidry gets inside and watch this throw. Perfect. If you're going to beat man-to-man on the corners, bump and run, that's how you have to throw the ball. An impressive toss, few tosses there by the young quarterback. Bright future.
Impressive drive, too, to go the length of the field. Basically 90 yards, 7 plays, and not quitting. And that's, you heard the cowbells that remain in here. The people that are staying to the very end. 2-point conversion attempt coming. And now LSU wants a timeout. So 59 seconds remaining in the game. Another look at a picture-perfect throw. Tonight on CBS, it's a night of comedy and drama, beginning with back-to-back episodes of Bob Hart's Atashola, followed by FBI and a new edition of 48 Hours. Tonight, only CBS. Just under a minute left, 2-point conversion attempts coming up for Mississippi State following the touchdown throw, 24-yard strike. So the quarterback, the freshman, Garrett Schrader, with a touchdown run and now a touchdown pass today. And looking for 2 more here. In trouble. Got away from it momentarily. Still looking. And the late throw is almost caught by Javonte Payton. Incomplete.
Fight to the end. Coach O knows we need cracks on everything. He's got some young players in the secondary in the game, young defensive linemen. And right there, defended and knocked away. Ball was put in a good spot.
Jacoby Stevens, yes, I think, is the guy that just got a shoulder in there to force the ball out. Coach Orgeron now through 40 games as the head man at LSU. And there's the numbers. Les Miles with the best mark of 34-6 through 40. Look at the young Nick Saban over there on the right.
Yes, it was. But you know, it was as Joe Moorhead struggles in his second year as head coach. Ed O had his second year struggles actually against Mississippi State. And remember, he came back and lost to Troy. He had a couple tough games, and they were out beating the talk radio about Ed Orgeron being the wrong choice.
Yep.
Very similar to what Joe Moorhead is going here through right now in year 2.
And now Ed is the toast, not of the town, but the whole state of Louisiana. That's where we'll be next week. Right here on CBS. The Tigers against the Tigers.
Timeout, Mississippi State. Second.
We've had some strange ones today. Timeout before kickoff. We had a penalty to start the third quarter on LSU without getting a snap off. Here's LSU schedule. Starts next week.
It does. And there's some rocking that has to be done right there. You know, they got Auburn at home. And as we kept talking about, they're built differently now, as we've talked about. Now, and the whole idea is, as Eric's run, his vision was, I'm going to go out and get guys to rebuild this LSU program.
Yeah. And he has. And the offense they've got right now, if their defense catches up, and it somewhat did today, gave up the late touchdown here a couple of minutes ago, but they'll take giving up 13 points to anybody because it's different now. You don't hold people to 7, 8, 9 points a game like the old days.
No.
If you only give up 20,
right,
you're probably in good shape if you get an offense like this. Here's the squid kick. And Regila's got a hustle. Got a good bounce, though. And he goes down at the 15. And now it's time for our play of the game presented by Jersey Mike's Subs. And Joe Burrow on a 4-touchdown day found some time, deep middle, and a beauty to Dillon, the back of the end zone. Here's how Chris Blair called it on the LSU Radio
Burrow
Network.
steps up in the pocket, feels the pressure, slings one down the middle of the field, caught, over the shoulder catch, back of the end zone, Derek Dillon, touchdown, Tigers!
Joe Burrow mixed it up today, got it around to all his skill guys. Had some big passes to his tight end as well. Thaddeus Moss, Jefferson, Chase.
The power of the transfer quarterback, huh?
Oh, man.
What a story that has been this year. Justin Fields at Ohio State, and this guy right here in the thick of it. And then you got one guy at Oklahoma that's doing a pretty good job as well, right?
Amazing.
Amazing.
So LSU will be 7-0 and heading home to meet the Auburn Tigers next Saturday on CBS. Miles Brennan will take the last snap. Pretty impressive performance. Started off a little sputtery, I guess. Held the 3 field goals, and then they got warmed up.
They had to earn the Mississippi State showed up early, especially on defense, and then the talent, just too much.
So Joe Moorhead's Bulldogs dropped to 3 at 4. Ed Orgeron's LSU Tigers still perfect at 7-0, and certainly will not move at all in the rankings. Still be number 2, depending on what Alabama does tonight. And let's go down the winning.